A man sits at a desk with $1,000. No brand name, no reputation, no access, no Oracle of Omaha. Just cash. Now ask the uncomfortable question. If Warren Buffett were starting today, would he even become Warren Buffett? Or would the system quietly crush him before he ever got interesting? Because here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. The world Buffett mastered doesn't exist anymore. And yet, the principles might still work. But only if you understand what actually made him rich in the first place. Not the quotes, not the folksy wisdom, the machine underneath. Let's start there. In 1956, Buffett had around $100,000. Not billions, not even millions. Adjusted for inflation, it's roughly $1 million today. But here's the key detail. He wasn't competing with algorithms. He wasn't competing with hedge funds running fiber optic cables between cities to shave off milliseconds. He was competing with people reading newspapers, and sometimes they were asleep at the wheel. Markets were slower, messier, dumber, which meant mispricing, real, obvious mispricing, was everywhere. Buffett didn't beat the market the way people imagine. He walked into a store where everything was incorrectly priced and quietly picked things up on clearance. That's it. But today, everything is scanned, scraped, modeled. The clearance rack is crowded. So if Buffett starts with $1,000 now, step one isn't buy great companies. That advice sounds elegant. It's also incomplete. Step one is survival, because with $1,000 you don't have the luxury of being wrong for long. A single bad trade isn't a lesson. It's 10% of your capital. 3 mistakes? You're down 30%. Now you're not compounding, you're recovering. And recovery is slow. Painfully slow. So, what does Buffett actually do? He avoids the game most people are playing. No day trading, no options, no chasing the next big thing. Because here's the quiet irony. The smaller your capital, the more dangerous excitement becomes. Buffett knew this early. He wasn't chasing action, he was chasing certainty, which leads to his real edge. Focus. Extreme, almost obsessive focus. If Buffett had $1,000 today, he wouldn't own 50 stocks. He'd probably own 1, maybe 2. And that sounds reckless, until you understand why. Buffett didn't diversify to protect against ignorance. He concentrated because he worked to eliminate ignorance. He read everything. Balance sheets, annual reports, footnotes most people skip. Not for fun. For clarity. Because if you truly understand a business, you don't need 10 guesses. You need one good one. But here's where modern reality pushes back. Information is no longer scarce. It's overwhelming. Everyone has access to earnings reports, news, data. So the edge shifts. It's no longer about finding information. It's about interpreting it better than everyone else. That's harder, much harder. And this is where most modern investors quietly fail. They think Buffett's strategy is about patience. It's not. It's about precision. Patience is just what it looks like from the outside. Now imagine Buffett scanning the market today with $1,000. He's not looking at the biggest companies, not Apple Inc., not Amazon. Those are efficient, widely covered, priced by armies of analysts. There's no edge there for someone small. Instead, he goes where attention is thin. Small-cap companies, boring businesses, industries people don't talk about at dinner, insurance, local manufacturing, niche services. Why? Because neglect creates opportunity. When fewer people are looking, pricing gets sloppy again. And that's where Buffett lives. Not in chaos, in quiet inefficiencies. But here's the catch. These opportunities don't announce themselves. They hide in plain sight. And finding them takes time. A lot of time, which creates the next uncomfortable truth. With $1,000, Buffett's biggest asset isn't capital, it's time. And most people don't use it. They check prices. He studies businesses. They react. He waits. They want movement. He wants understanding. And understanding compounds faster than money, if you let it. Now let's talk about compounding. Because this is where the story usually becomes misleading. You've heard it before. Buffett compounded at around 20% annually. Sounds reasonable, almost modest. Until you do the math. At 20%, $1,000 becomes about $38,000 in 20 years. Not life-changing, not headline-worthy. So where did the billions come from? Time. Decades of it. Buffett didn't become a billionaire because of high returns. He became a billionaire because he sustained those returns for an absurdly long time. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most people don't have that runway. They start late, stop early, interrupt the process, withdraw funds, panic during downturns. Compounding isn't just math, it's behavior. And behavior is where systems break. If Buffett starts today with $1,000, he's not trying to get rich quickly. He's trying to avoid breaking the chain, no interruptions. No emotional resets, just steady, disciplined accumulation, which sounds simple, but it's brutally difficult, because the modern market is designed to distract you. Notifications, headlines, volatility, everything screams, do something. Buffett's response, do nothing, unless it's obvious. And obvious is rare, extremely rare. Now let's confront the biggest myth, that Buffett succeeded because he found great companies. That's only half the story. The other half? He bought them when they were mispriced, cheap relative to what they were worth. That's the hidden mechanism, not quality alone, price plus quality. And today, that equation is harder to satisfy, because great companies rarely look cheap anymore. The market has learned, or at least, it has learned enough. So Buffett adapts. He becomes more selective, more patient, more willing to sit on cash. Which sounds boring. And it is. But boredom is often where discipline lives. And discipline is what keeps you in the game long enough to win. Now zoom out. What's actually changed since Buffett's early days? 3 things. Speed, access, competition. Markets move faster. Information spreads instantly, and everyone is playing. From retail investors on apps like Robinhood to institutions deploying billions. The playing field isn't level, but it's not unwinnable either. It's just different. Buffett's advantage today wouldn't be superior information. It would be superior temperament. The ability to stay rational when everyone else isn't. Which sounds abstract until you see it in action. Market crashes, panic selling, herd behavior. These haven't disappeared, they've just accelerated, and in those moments, the old rules still apply. Fear creates mispricing. Mispricing creates opportunity. If you're prepared, if you have cash, if you're not already overextended. That last part matters more than people think. Now let's talk about scale, because $1,000 behaves very differently from $1 billion. Buffett himself has said this. Small money can move faster. It can enter and exit positions without moving the market. It can take risks that large funds can't. In a strange way, being small is an advantage, but only if you use it correctly. Not to gamble, to be nimble, to act when others can't, and to ignore opportunities that don't fit your edge. Because with limited capital, every decision matters more. There's no room for noise. So what does the actual strategy look like? Not the quotes. The real thing. Buffett with $1,000 today would likely read relentlessly, focus narrowly, wait patiently, act decisively, and then hold for years, not weeks, not months, years, because time is doing most of the work, not constant activity. And that's where modern investors struggle. They want feedback, validation, movement. Buffett's approach offers none of that. It offers silence, until it doesn't. Now here's the irony. If Buffett followed this exact strategy today, most people would think he's doing nothing. No flashy trades, no constant updates, just quiet accumulation, and long periods of inactivity. In a world obsessed with speed, that looks like failure, until it works. And by then, it's too late to copy. So we arrive at the real question. Not, what would Buffett do with $1,000? But, would you be willing to do it? To sit still while others chase momentum? to ignore noise that feels urgent, to accept slow progress in exchange for long-term certainty. Because the strategy hasn't disappeared. The environment has changed. The discipline required has increased. And the margin for error has shrunk. Buffett could still build wealth today, but it would look almost invisible. No hype, no shortcuts. Just decisions that feel boring in the moment, and obvious in hindsight. And maybe that's the final twist. The biggest barrier isn't the market, it's expectation. People don't fail because Buffett's method stopped working. They fail because they don't want to wait long enough to see it work. So if a man sat down today with $1,000, no reputation, no advantage, no audience, and followed the same quiet logic, would he become the next Warren Buffett? Or would the world move too fast for anyone to notice? That answer is still compounding.